You sure seem cheery.
Oh, I am.
Why's that?
Well, you see, I know something you don't know.
Oh yeah? Like what?
You remember that movie Limitless? Well, I found out the drug is a real thing. And I gave Swayman some before the game.
You mean the drug that makes you basically a superhuman? Super smart, can see everything coming miles before it actually happens?
That's the one.
Yeah, I gave Shesterkin the same thing tonight.
We're about to watch the greatest goaltending duel of all time.
Couple of Ed Belfours out there.
Couple of Patrick Waugh out there.
Couple of Hashicks.
Couple Marty Brodeurs.
Lundquists.
Sawchucks.
Couple of Carey Prices.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is not a dub, but what a game! Woo! That's why you watch hockey. That game right there is why you watch hockey. And I know there are pockets of that game as a Bruins fan where you're just going, but what a fun game. If you just straight up enjoy hockey, the way the Rangers can move that puck and cycle the zone, very fun to watch. The Bruins had their moments too. They're grittier than the Rangers are, but I feel like these two teams are in similar places. They are both teams, in my opinion, Rangers fans might disagree with me, but they're both teams that I think can beat up on lesser teams, are not quite at that elite level, and will lose to those teams at times. But when you get this sweet middle ground, good games, you collide with one another, and this was a goaltending exhibition. Oh, it's just, Swayman, Shesterkin, Shesterkin. God, the goaltending in this game, absolutely gorgeous, just phenomenal. Wonderful. And really, for a lot of the game, we were talking about, they've only allowed one goal on 19 shots. He's only allowed one on 16 or 22 or whatever. A lot of the game, you were kind of like, well, they haven't had to do anything big. But then the third period hit. And there were game-changing saves all over the place. God. And then the overtime, which was a bunch of baloney. And the Rangers should count their lucky stars that they weren't called for like 6 different infractions during it. That being said, during the game, they let a lot of stuff go. So at least they were consistent with that. This is not a game dictated by the refereeing. The Rangers, I just think, got the better end of that during overtime, but only during overtime. Shootout was a disaster. If you look at it from the Bruins' perspective, Shesterkin has been stopping everything all game. He's allowed one goal, 969 save percentage or something after overtime. And you are throwing the puck at him from between the dots. And he's just snagging them, blocker. Doesn't matter to him. You keep shooting from a distance, dumbass. I'll keep stopping him. I think our strategy could have used some work there. But you got to remember, coaching doesn't really come into play for shootouts. They kind of give a guy and they'll be like, hey, nudge at something, but they want the guy to be comfortable doing what he wants to do in a shootout, because there are things that players are comfortable and confident doing and things that they will fuck up if they try to do when they're not comfortable with it. So you don't have the coaching getting really in players' ears that much for shootouts. I am rambling. What a game. I know we didn't get the result we wanted, and I know there's going to be a lot of bitter comments about holding a fucking lead, about just closing teams out, playing a better second period. Remember that stretch last month where second periods weren't a problem? We are right back in the thick of it with second periods sucking. I'm just going to say, with all of that in the back of my mind, front of my mind, wherever it wants to be, hell of a game. That's why you watch a sport. That was so fun. Shootouts can suck it, but that was so fun. So good. Please like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. So I kind of said where I think the Rangers lie, but this team is mostly a power play team. 25%-ish of their goals come on special teams, buoyed by an excellent goaltender. Georgiev has not been great, their backup, but Shesterkin has been incredible. A .937 save percentage coming into this game. This guy could have 3 weeks of terrible play and still be probably number one for the Vezina. That's, oh my God. This guy is banana lands. He's banana lands. Very good, but Swayman was up to the task. I think Swayman had this one circled. I mean, this is a couple starts in a row now for Swayman. I think he was seeing this game coming, knew who was probably going to be the pipes across from him, and went, let's do this. I am every bit as good as you. Let's go. And boy, did they show it. They each ended this game with around a .970 save percentage. Incredible game. So proud of a bunch of players. Really not proud of a few players. There's people in the middle I'm not going to mention. Swayman starts, like I mentioned. Bergeron might join the trip, the team on the trip, by Thursday. He's supposed to potentially come out Wednesday and practice with the team and might be ready for Thursday, which would be huge because A, our power play is dog shit right now, and I think that's a big part of it. And B, when we need a face-off, when we really need a face-off, we got no one to send out. We really don't. And I know the numbers reflect that we have a couple guys that have been doing well at it. I can't tell you how many big face-offs I just see us getting plowed through on over and over again. And I think you guys agree with that. Marchand has a hearing tomorrow. Maybe they'll be like, all right, you did 3, good enough. I'm doubtful. I assume they'll just uphold it because it's Marchand. Lines remain the same except for Grizz is back and will play next to Carlo. Riley goes up with McAvoy. Neat. Everything else stays the same. Ashawn obviously gets bumped out. Puck drops, and things happen quick in this game. 3:39 in, and the Rangers make the first big mistake. Goodrow in the neutral zone throws it back into his own zone. Coyle jumps it. No one's there. Coyle jumps it, flings it to Smith, who's in the slot, gets a shot on Shesterkin. Save made. Puck comes back out. Coyle gets enough on this. Shesterkin still gets a piece of it, but it flips over him and trickles in. Less than 4 minutes into the game, we get a 1-0 lead against a team with a really good goaltender. It turns out that was all we were going to get, which is insane to think about. 4 minutes in, that's your only goal. Good luck. And we still almost made it work. The next 3-ish minutes, we're still playing good hockey. This Bruins team really brought it off puck drop tonight. I was really impressed. The 8 minutes after that, we got wrecked. They were in our zone the entire time. We had maybe 3 or 4 clearances, and none of them lasted more than, say, 12 seconds. And we're dog tired because we can't get a change, because we can't clear the puck. You can't get to the bench. Brutal 8-minute stretch. But it was one that I was impressed by again, because although I wasn't happy with what was happening, this is going to happen at times in tighter matches. Playoffs. You're going to have a section of 6, 7, 8 minutes where you are getting crushed by the weight of the other team that really wants to put one in on you. And we kept our unit tight and did not allow anything. With 5 minutes left of the period. That's the 7 minutes of us being pretty good, then the 8 minutes of them being really good. They had 2 shots on net. We weren't allowing anything getting through, which was huge. Last 5 minutes, mixed bag, I'd say. Mixed bag. We finally start to pick it up a little bit. Either way, I felt like the period belonged to the Rangers. I really did believe that. We came out of it with a lead, thank God. But the Rangers were the better team in the first period. Turns out, in the second period, they also were. 2:30 into the second, Riley and McAvoy get caught playing too high. It's in the neutral zone, but they're at the blue line, basically. So Rangers are able to skate right around them. They go right around Riley, go right in on net. Swayman makes a save. Big scramble around him. Bodies everywhere. Coyle falls down. Swayman's skate gets him. I'm not exactly sure where. He would miss the rest of the second period. He would return for the third. I assume that was a hefty amount of stitches, though. did not look good. I was uncomfortable. After this point, so Coyle's out. Studnicka has to jump up. We continued for most of this period to get absolutely plowed into our zone. A few flashes here or there, but for the most part, they were the better team. They were careening down on us. Swayman had to make a ton of saves. With 1:20 left in the period, Clifton goes right through Hall. A huge collision in the offensive zone. It was a weird play. They just explode on each other. It was a brutal period. But you didn't come out of it feeling distraught. It was kind of because the Rangers are so flashy and quick and Swayman was making all these saves, you kind of just had this feeling of, well, we survived it. We even out the third period, we win this game. Like, let's come on, let's take this thing and finish it out. We have a lead into the third period. Hold the leads. I know it's just one goal. But you have a lead going into the third period. Good teams lock that down. And we didn't. Third period starts. Coyle returns. Great. 2-on-1 to start the period. Hall and Pasta. Pass gets broken up. 13-15 left in the period. We finally break, man. And yeah, maybe it is one Sway wants back. But you could only ask so much of this guy after what he had to go through this game. It's a clever pass to Hedel, who gets behind Stud to take the zone. They're in the neutral zone. Hedel, with speed, gets into the offensive zone, has enough space to take this shot on Swayman. Sort of has a pseudo breakaway from the right side. Swayman makes a save, but Hedel gets his own rebound. Swayman tries to fall on it. He slides it under him. That's a tie game. 13 minutes left. And damn, did they control the rest of the game too. We did have some bright spots, but they really controlled the game. We did have an opportunity. 2 minutes later, Mac, great interception in our zone in the slot. This was going to be a fat clapper one-timer that probably would have gone in the net had this gotten through. Mac stops it. Not only that, but Hall, cherry-picking bastard, flings up behind the defense, gets the breakaway because Mac lays an absolute dime to his stick. It's a beauty. Hall gets the breakaway, gets stoned by Shesterkin. Glove side, he goes, tries to backhand it high, and just gets it with the glove. This play made me sad because we didn't score on it, but also, I miss having breakaways. It feels like once every 3 games we get an actual breakaway. I miss them. Let's bring those back. About 10 minutes left of the game. We finally get a little possession, get into the offensive zone. DeBrusk, oh my God. DeBrusk is on the left circle. Stick up. Give me the puck. Foligno, on the wall, has his head fucking down, has the puck. Finally looks up, sees DeBrusk, throws a suey right into his skates. DeBrusk can't figure it out. Luckily, doesn't get his head taken off. Puck gets punched out. We finally have possession and it dies because Foligno just chucks it into someone's skates. I saw it on Twitter tonight. I retweeted it. No ill will to the guy. Really no ill will. I'm so done with Foligno, man. Foligno is just every night. It's stuff that, like, again, it's not the most negative stuff. He's responsible defensively. But the puck dies on a stick in the offensive zone. He's slow as shit. And he's not doing any of the tough guy stuff that you'd want. Net front presence doesn't exist. Yeah, he fights once in a while, but it's usually just sad. This was a failed attempt at getting some veteran leadership in the door. I don't know what he's like behind closed doors. If he's a great leader, awesome. We need something on the ice, man. Push him. Shove him. Do something. Anyone know what that quote is from? Anybody? Left side, strong side? You got it. 8:30 left. Ref has his arm raised for the first time all game. That's right. Coyle gets tripped. Awful power play. A joke. I'm pretty sure they had more shots on us during it than we had on them. I also pretty sure their scoring chances were better than ours. Just a nightmare. 3:28 left. McAvoy is going to go for tripping. 4th best power play in the league. We're going to have 4v3 for 12 seconds and then 5v4 for the rest of it. We went on 4v4. There's a little extracurricular stuff after a whistle. This is a gutsy kill, man. This is a huge kill that was so important. The penalty kill, although it's not as dangerous, not that a penalty kill ever should be, it's not as dangerous without Bergeron and Marchand, it still is a good, solid unit. Power play is where they're missed tremendously. And yeah, I know Marchand's probably missed more than Bergeron for that unit, but, oh man. It is brutal watching special teams, particularly the power play. 105 left in the game. Tie game. Tied at 1. Puck's in our zone. And I want to point out a play that sums up Carlo's season. Puck is on the right wall. Carlo's rushing for it, and there's a Ranger, I don't know who it was, rushing for it at the same time. In our zone, they've been laying siege to us most of this game. Carlo's a big dude. He's a big dude. He opts to get as close as he can to the puck, reaches with his stick, and lets his body hit the wall, not anywhere close to the player. Reaches with it, doesn't get it out. The two of them then kind of get into it with each other. Just a regular scrum along the boards, and it gets punched deeper into our zone. If he had just fucking taken the body and crushed the much smaller Rangers player and flung the puck out, problem solved. The guy's afraid of contact right now. And again, I don't want this to sound insensitive to what he may or may not be going through physically after taking such a horrible injury last season. It's a problem, though, right? He's a big dude. I like the reach he has, but right now he's failing clearances left and right, and he can't lay a hit. Again, let's not be insensitive about the injury. I understand that plays a part in this. It's something I'm worried about, I guess is what I'm trying to express. I know we talked a little bit about it last video, but that play right there was just... I literally wrote, come on, man. Give me something there. It was a brutal play, stays in our zone. We do end up killing off that time and getting to overtime. Overtime was crazy. It was nutty. Fun, though. It's a dumb turnover to start the overtime, but we recover. Shesterkin has a massive save. Cross slot, haul the pasta, tip, glove save. Just an absolute beauty. This guy is unbelievable. I do not look forward to playing this guy for the next 15 years. That's going to suck. Also, though, on that play, we're a minute and a half into the overtime. The Rangers made a change because he was able to make this save and then push the puck out. The Rangers made a change from like 60 feet away. Absurd distance. And I immediately was pissed off about it. And then like 3 minutes later, Jack and Brick bring it up. This is something that it's a little thing, but overtime, man, they're changing from that far away. Part of overtime is all the empty space that you got to make up for. Hated that they let that one go. Either way, it didn't probably matter. I don't know. Shortly after, we're going to get another 2-on-1. Riley to Smith. Smith goes straight to the net. Big save by Shesterkin. Riley collides with him. Not a lot of contact, but there's contact. Smith goes down. Puck is underneath him. And he shuffles his body and then just shoves the puck in. That gets waved off, obviously. He then gets called for goalie interference. So 2 minutes for him. He gets mugged after this play. Absolutely bamboozled. Laff is going to go, Lafreniere. He's going to go for roughing, I believe. Really surprised that they didn't give them an extra 2. Smith got mauled. I thought they were going to get an extra 2. They did not. We play on. It's 3v3 for 2 minutes. Oh, wait, it would be anyway, but now they'll be 4-4 if we get through that 2 minutes. Pasta has a fun play, tries to go through Trouba 1v1, just does this whole dangle Cirque du Soleil shit, and gets punched right in the mouth. Trouba goes, no highlight reel on me. I don't care. Just absolutely lays him out. No call on that. I honestly didn't think there should have been a call on that. He got whomped, but you got to know when you're deking through somebody, they can take the body. He took the body very well. Took him right out. Panarin, a breakaway, cherry-picking bastard. Cherry-picking outside behind the defense. He gets a full breakaway. Sway stones him. Beauty. Absolute beauty. Shesterkin gets pulled. 40 seconds left. Not to give them an extra attacker. He gets pulled because a concussion spotter saw something wrong with him, pulls him out of the game. A lot of people were like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. He took contact a minute and a half ago and now you're pulling him. I get it. But that's what the spotter is there to prevent further damage. The game's fast. They start that play right back up. He was seeing something. And I'll tell you what. So we get through. Georgiev doesn't face another shot. End of overtime. Shesterkin comes back for the shootout. I guess he spent enough time, whatever. I don't care what the reasoning is as long as he's okay. But they zoomed in on his face, and I know goalies they're blinking the sweat out of their eyes and everything, but he does not look right. He's like shivering his head and everything, but then he just stones everybody. It's crazy. Jakey with his classic, first up, Jakey, classic, super speed, high glove, nails it. Absolutely nails it. Zibanejad, on the other end, slow, fakes forehand, goes backhand, and Sway bites, and he just brings it right back around and dunks it in the empty net. It's 1-1. Pasta, slow, can't get below Shesterkin's glove. We're going to continue. We're going to go to Panarin. Thought he stopped. This is how slow he got. He completely stops, but not really. Still sliding a little bit. Jitterbugs, and then just goes right around Swayman and buries it. What an absolute... Oh, what a joy to watch, though. I know it's on our guy, but what a joy to watch some of these guys play. Coyle must score. Kind of wish he didn't, because I didn't want to see the next 6 rounds after this. Coyle goes down and just forces Shesterkin to go deep, because he's just chop suey, man. Just but he's going down real slow. Shesterkin backs it up, snipes high glove. Oof. Oof. We're going to be tied at 2 goals apiece. We're going to go 6 more rounds. I'm not going to go through everyone's shots. I wrote down notes for everyone's shots. It's ridiculous. But this is the order we go in. Lafreniere, save by Sway, obviously. Game on the stick, by the way. Every Rangers shot after this is game on the stick. Howla opts for 5-hole shot from between the dots. No dice. Fox to win it. No dice. Hall, stoned glove side. Again, at least he sort of made a move. Strome, McAvoy, Kreider, Freddie goes. Hedel, Foligno goes. Dryden, Hunt, Smith. In what world did Freddie and Foligno go before Smith? Didn't really matter. Smith didn't score either. And then Keandre Miller finally wins it. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Miller's a good guy, right? I think he's a good dude. 2-1 shootout loss. Look, so here's the skivvy on this game. I put out that the Bruins have blown a 4th lead in the last 8 games. Seattle, Pens, Avs, and now this one. We won the Seattle game, but we did blow a multi-goal lead in the 3rd. A few people went, it's a 1-goal lead going into the 3rd. Wouldn't really call that a blown lead. That's a bit of a stretch. Hey, sure, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. By definition, though, that's a blown lead in the 3rd period. I'm sick of talking about us having the lead in the 3rd period and not being able to close out a game. Like, that's my problem, is you have a lead in the last 20 minutes of the game and you cannot close it out. The only time we've really seen it recently is the Senators game, and that was the Senators. We need to start solidifying wins. We either need bigger leads earlier in the game or to actually lock it down in the 3rd. And it's not like we played passive. We were outplayed by the Rangers in a big way. But you got to hold your leads. That's my argument. I get it. 1-goal lead in the 3rd. Not that big of a lead. That's still a blown lead, man. I'm just sick of talking about how we had a lead in the 3rd and then we lost. Sick of talking about it. Carlo, Clifton, Foligno. Done, man. I'm just so bummed. Freddie has looked better, so I'm not even listing him with them. All of these guys, those 3 I mentioned, just brutal right now. Carlo, I'm not pulling him because obviously there's not an option behind him, but I want to see so much more from him, and I really think he's capable of it. But he is not having the season I expected. Clifton is. He's having the season I expected. Foligno might be the biggest bummer of free agency signings that we've had in a little while. I know he's not a big contract or really that big of a name, but I thought he was going to be a really solid bottom 6 guy, and he has been an absolute nightmare. Just awful. Really bummed. And it's not fair again, because I'm saying awful in the sense of his expectations were so much higher. The guy's not an awful hockey player. He just doesn't move the needle in any direction at all. And the lack of ability, when I'm watching Foligno and Freddie in the offensive zone, And I'd rather the stick be on but rather the puck be on Freddie's stick. That's a problem for whoever the other guy is. Because Freddie, look, I know he's looked better, but let's not forget 4 different times-ish in this game that he had the puck on his stick in the offensive zone and just lost it unpressured. The guy doesn't have handles. If he had some hands, that guy would be a hell of a player. He doesn't have hands yet. Maybe he develops them. Maybe he's traded by the deadline and I don't care. Foligno is worse than that right now. And that's a bummer to say. This team is hitting a bit of a rough patch. I really thought we didn't deserve this win, but I really wanted us to beat this team. It's weird to say this is a rough patch because, I mean, it's not like we're falling farther behind or out of the playoff picture. I just want more for this team, man. I just really do. Guys, it does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Hopefully we get Bergie back Thursday. Hey, maybe we even get Marshy back Thursday. Maybe we get Vakanainen back Thursday. Yeah! How about that? Go Bees!